Oklahoma where the winds come, sweeping down the plain, twisters blow away your kingdom. Noise from the Sooner State, feel it in your eardrum. Way past the beginning and we are nowhere near done. My goodness, I'm nice with it. You can snap back, hold your hat, it's how I'm fitting. Getting fueled up off your hate as if I need it. Why it takes on eating lighter, people say I need it. You didn't know? When I hit the road, dog cities hear me spitting flows. Meanwhile, on tracks, I'm really not your typical spiritual, lyrical miracle, you imbecile. Going harder than a tombstone. Here lies in a method that never saw its doom, though. Joints instrumentally fired by IQ, yo. Rocking like a Lucifer track, but what do you know?
Forward and I can't go back.
Welcome all. This is the Outsiders Green Country Soccer Podcast. Can't talk today. A podcast covering Green Country, Tulsa, surrounding areas, by supporters, for supporters. What's going on, Cool Will? We got a lot to talk about. I'm here with my good co-host David, Josh, and I didn't want to surprise everybody, but I did surprise y'all. We got Gage here with us, scissor-tailed shirts. How you boys doing tonight?
Fantastic, living the dream.
David, how you doing?
A little heartbroken.
Little.
You'll be fine.
Why would that be, sir? Why would that? Oh, wait, we'll talk about that later. How you doing today, Gage? Tonight. Sorry.
Oh, I mean, I was in the same boat where I was all settled in to watch the gold medal U.S. women's hockey game, and then that news broke, and it ruined about the first half of the game for me. So,
Man.
I'm not that sad over said thing that happened earlier. I'm not that sad anymore. I'm over it.
Oh, man.
He's just happy because City's going to win the damn Premier League again because Arsenal's shit the bed as always.
9 points clear, and they messed it up.
God, is there a worse team out there than Arsenal? Jesus.
I can name two. I can name two.
I bet you could. While you're rocking a West Ham jersey. At least like we have. Okay, David's wearing FC Tulsa.
David, are you cold? You keep.
He's outside. He is outside. Right now, the best hoodie right now tonight is the Bucky's hoodie. Right? Oh, that's a sweater. Sorry, or is that a long sleeve shirt?
it's a sweater. Why not, I guess.
All right, we'll call it that. That's the best one tonight. But guys, we are on a crazy recording night. Thought we were just going to talk about Western Conference opponents tonight, but I guess we have to talk about it, man. And David, I'm going to let you speak on it first, man.
All right, news broke today that FC Tulsa starting forward Taylor Cahill has been transferred to Sporting Kansas City of MLS. Supposedly right now, figures haven't came out. It is a six-figure deal. Originally, Taylor had discovery rights was to Minnesota United, so Sporting Kansas City had to buy the discovery rights from Minnesota United, I think for like $50,000 in GAM. Tulsa got, it's reported as a six-figure sum from Sporting Kansas City. Also, there is a sell-on clause. So if Taylor sells on to another team for a larger sum, FC Tulsa is going to get a cut of the pie. So, Taylor had 21 goals in all competitions for us last year. He was our dominant number 9 all season long. Even when we brought in Trevor Amon from Sacramento Republic, Taylor was the man. Taylor, he had that brace against New Mexico in the playoffs. But we all kind of felt that if this was going to happen in the summer. It's just a shame that it happened 2 weeks before the season starts, before we travel to Sacramento and take on the Republic. And the question is, who's there to replace Taylor? And we've had internal discussions all day. There's not really an in-house number 9 at FC Tulsa right now. Khalil Medkar played a couple games at 9 when Taylor had to sub off and was hurt a little bit. Stephon Lukic never really stepped into that number 9 role. He was more of an attacking mid right side player for FC Tulsa. So right now we just don't have a fill-in for number 9. Now, with this being 2 weeks out from the start of the regular season, you start looking at who's out there in the open market. My original belief was we was going to go look at some MLS Next Pro or maybe international player. On the ML or the USL Championship level that has not been signed already, you would look at maybe a Frank Lopez who played for El Paso. We all know he played at Oklahoma City. He's still unsigned. You had a Jackson Conway who played at Charleston Battery last year. You had maybe a Bruno Lapa is kind of an attacking mid right side player. He's not really an upfront number 9. He doesn't have the stature for that. Bruno's going to add a lot of quality to us. Don't get me wrong. There's one name out there, and I mentioned it to you guys in our chat group. His name is Remi Cabral. He played for the Colorado Rapids. He played for Phoenix Rising last year. He's a 26-year-old Frenchman who is that up front number 9 physicality type player. I remember when we played them in Phoenix, I remember watching the game, and Remi was making great runs. He was being physical. He was getting to the ball up top. He was causing chaos against it. We still shut him down, but
he did.
He was causing chaos.
He scored.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean I'm not trying to interrupt, but I think he scored 3 goals against us, and it's all been at One Oak Field. So the guy likes scoring at One Oak Field.
So, and so later after the Taylor Calhera news broke, some Remi Cabral news broke where someone is saying the FC Tulsa has signed Remi Cabral. We don't know that for a fact. We don't know that for a fact, but it is a rumor. It's a hot rumor right now. I personally would have liked if this would happen maybe 2-3 weeks ago when Cal Jennings was still a free agent before he went to play in Japan. Cal Jennings would have been a great replacement for Taylor Calhera, proven goal scorer in the USL Championship. Throw it to you, Mario. I've said spiel about Taylor. Give us your feelings, and where do you think Tulsa's headed in what direction to replace 21 goals from last year?
Man, before we get to that, the rumor was that Minnesota, and let me know if I'm wrong too, Minnesota actually was in talks with FC Tulsa, and FC Tulsa declined the sale of that trade. And then, of course, Sporting Kansas City came by and offered a better deal. My reaction at first, I'm not surprised, to be honest. Taylor Calhera is a phenomenal player. The man can do no wrong up top, man. Like you said, he scored 21 plus goals in all competition. He was leading up top. I was really surprised he didn't get picked up after they blew the last whistle at the championship match. But it kind of sucked a little bit because it was before. We're like 2 or 3 weeks away from the first match in Sacramento, but I'm not upset. He's a good player. He deserved a chance to go and show his talents in Kansas, and I think he's going to do great. He's going to be a great asset there. I think for the future, he's going to prove a lot of naysayers, especially in the Sporting Kansas City side. That he is very talented, and I can't wait to see what he's able to do. Replacing him is going to be hard. I know I probably said in our private talks that Stephon could, but I think Stephon's more of a bench player, that he brings a good 30 minutes into a game. He's not going to be like Taylor. He's not going to give a full 90 minutes, but I could be proven wrong. With the rumors of a Remi Cabral coming to us, that would be amazing. Just like Josh said, that man can score 3 goals. He can put the ball behind the net in One Oak, and hopefully he can do that for us. like you, David, I wish we can get an international player, but we need a player with some experience, and Remi fits that well. Josh, do you have
Josh?
any opinion on that?
I mean, I'm right there with you. I'm not too terribly sad about it. It was going to happen. He's either we were going to lose him on a free because I believe he was only on a 2-year contract. So we're either losing him on a free, or we cashed in on him now, and we cashed in on him now. It was just that it's the best decision. I know it might not seem like it, but Remi Cabral is one hell of a player, and I think he will fit in perfectly with this team if it's true. I think it is, but sad to see him go. Great person. Obviously loved Tulsa, but the money that he just made us will help the club tremendously. So sad to see him go, but some things have to happen. And I've been a Remi fan for like 3 years since I first saw him play for Phoenix, and I've been a Remi to FC Tulsa kind of guy every off season, and it's finally happening.
Man, that's the first time I ever heard Josh even speak the name Remi Cabral. That's
Really?
Josh. Yeah, I've
guys,
heard Mario talk
Hey,
about
guys.
Remi Cabral, but Josh is.
We're not alone. We got one more person that needs to put some input on this. I want to hear him.
He's not all the way down
All
there.
day. Go ahead, let us know what you think about it.
Well, I will say, as a Seattle Sounders supporter outside of FC Tulsa, seeing all the Sporting Kansas City fans talking all sorts of like, well, we got a USL guy. Y'all can take all the help you can get, frankly. We have a common term with hockey fans where it's basically you're trying to get to the cap floor in terms of you have to spend a certain amount to be able to play. People have been joking with them. They need to be roster compliant because they don't like, I mean, they had, as of this morning, I think 19 players total on the first team roster, which is insane. I think this makes it 19 even with Daniel Shallowy leaving for them. The math I was trying to look right now was just trying to figure out exactly how much this fee netted us. I see Transfer Market is now reporting a just shy of 147,000. I can't confirm that, obviously, but if that's the only concrete number I have seen thus far, which if that's even remotely true, that's some good money for us. So that's a good bit of business for us to bring in somebody new, maybe even one or two, depending on the value of who we're bringing in. As well as, like we said, he's going to be a club legend. Was here for 1 year, took us as close to the promised land as we were able to get this last year. Would have loved to see him actually win, another piece of silverware in addition to the Western Conference title, but he's going to go down in club history for sure. So we're really sad to see him go.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it. Fastest FC Tulsa legend ever.
I'm not gonna say I called it or something like that, but
a broken clock is wrong or is right twice a day. So
hey.
Out of all the teams that he had to go to, why did it have to sport in Kansas City?
I'm glad, Sporting Kansas City, I know he's an East Coast guy.
Hey, maybe we'll see him in the are they in the Open Cup?
I don't think so.
Okay, never mind. We won't see him. Mm-hmm. Never mind.
I don't think they're in the Open Cup, but it's one good thing. There's a lot of Tulsans that are Sporting fans as well, and be able to go out there. I might catch myself going out to a Sporting game just to see him play and stuff like that. I'm not a Sporting fan at all, but
I just hope he doesn't sit on the bench if they're paying whatever they paid for him.
Oh, I hope so. I want to communicate with him.
No. I just hope he doesn't get kicked to Sporting KC too. That's like my big, because then what was the point for him to go to Sporting Kansas City? If he's just going to get down.
If they're going to do that, just loan him back to a USL club.
Loan him back to us.
Yeah, I was about to say, just loan him back to us.
My fear
and
is
let us sign Remi.
He'll be loaned out to an opponent of ours this season.
Yeah. So
yeah. That's how it works out. I don't want him to sit on the bench and just rot.
We'll see. I mean, let's call a spade and say, coming into last season, did we all like the acquisition of Taylor Carrier? Hell yeah, we did.
Yeah,
every single
I was on the fence about it. I'll admit it. I was on the fence because it's an MLS Next Pro. I was on the fence.
100%.
A lot of our signings last year, I was on the fence, and I was thankfully proven wrong.
And he panned out. So maybe there is another diamond in the rough. I mean, it's just right now it's just really hard to go out and sign players because we're 2 weeks away from the season. Most quality free agents have already been signed to some sort of deal somewhere. So we're kind of behind the eight ball that away. There's a couple of players that's currently in the USL Championship I would like to maybe see us go get. One of them's been a Knight Pickering out of Las Vegas. Him and Caleb's got connections. I don't know if it's good connection or what, but Knight played for Memphis 901 when Caleb was there.
Did he just sign his Vegas contract this year, or is he on his second year?
He might be on his second year.
I could see a club like Vegas not notoriously known not to be well run. Maybe we could just go in and give him $1.
Well, and Knight Pickering's not their leading striker right now. They've got Johnny Rodriguez and they have Manuel Ortega from Tampa Bay Rowdies. He's just a depth piece for Las Vegas.
There you go, $3. Take it or leave it.
He could come in and getting that Nate Worth money, huh?
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Jeez, Nate Worth name dropped. Hope he's not watching.
But yeah, there's guys like that I think we could go out there and maybe try to.
I wouldn't be mad at it. I wouldn't be mad at that at all.
You just want Trevor Amon back. That's all you want.
I wouldn't be mad at that either. I wouldn't be mad at that. I wish, like you said, I wish this happened like a few weeks ago when Augie Williams was a free agent, Jennings, but I'm very happy with Remi, so no complaints from me.
We haven't signed it.
He's going to score 30 goals, and he's going to break every record that the USL has ever had. I don't know what that was, but
I do, Mario. I got you, Mario. Okay, that's all right. So I'm going to give the final word to Gage on Taylor Calhoun talk. Then we're going to move on to the other subjects. Then we'll come back to FC Tulsa. Gage.
I did. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I did go ahead and confirm, just because I was curious for myself as well. For the U.S. Open Cup, St. Louis City and Sporting Kansas City are probably going to be our two closest opponents. So should we make it that far, we might be able to see him. I will say, as a Seattle fan, I make my yearly trip to Sporting Kansas City every year to go watch them on the road because I don't like the idea of driving 26 hours to Seattle. But, so I'll have to root against him at least once, unfortunately, assuming he makes it on the field. But it's definitely a situation of who do they have in sporting colors right now that could play over him? I mean, they obviously have some strikers there, but that roster's been absolutely decimated. So I definitely agree that if they're going to go out and spend that money, he's definitely going to play at some point. But yeah, I agree. There was definitely better timing that this could have happened in terms of the names being snapped up as we're getting closer to the beginning of the season. I will push back personally from a off the field thing. I think my girlfriend would have gone absolutely bonkers if we had signed Augie Williams because that is like her number one op after the USL Cup final. So I don't know how well that would have gone over, but it is what it is.
Is there a reason for that? What's the reason for that?
She just doesn't like him, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm right there with her. So, but yeah, I definitely think I still agree with the point I made last time I was on here, where it's like knowing Caleb and knowing our staff. It's definitely there's somebody out there that we probably don't even know about yet that they've just got a diamond in waiting, ready to just pull up and have them ready to go. So,
I mean, look at what happened to Jay Weber and see how that turned out. Nobody knew who he was and paid top dollar for him, and it's probably top 3 best player.
Well, then look at Ian. Like we ended up in a situation with some injury issues and suddenly just went and snatched him.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get back to the topic at hand, Western Conference preview. That's where we're at, guys. We start the season in about 2 weeks, and we're just going to go top and bottom from last year's results. Last year, the last place, number 12 seed, was Las Vegas Lights. They finished with 27 points and a negative 27 goal differential. Currently, it's basically practically a overhaul of their lineup. They lost, I'm going to say, upwards of 12 to 15 players. They returned Johnny Rodriguez, Sean Smart in defense. The 2 big players that they brought in was pretty much, I don't want to say they're over the hill, but they're getting close to it in USL terms. Aaron Guillen and Manuel Arteaga from Tampa Bay Rowdies. Guys, start with you, Gage. Las Vegas, have they done enough to get to the playoffs this year?
I feel very meh about them. I'm not gonna lie. They're one that like I will admit I'm not super in tune with like the rosters and the tactics and things like that. But I feel like it's usually just like if I have heard a lot about you in a good or bad way, I feel kind of that way. But I would definitely agree. It's like I never know what to think when it comes to their roster every year. So I feel like I'll have an expectation and then just it doesn't even come close to what I'm thinking.
Right.
That's the most fairest thing I think I've ever heard about Vegas. You don't know what you're going to get from them.
Mario, do you miss old Vegas, or do you like Jose Bautista Vegas?
I miss old Vegas, man. I miss the llamas, man. Come on, guys.
And the swimming pools on pitch side,
And
the beds,
and the helicopters.
and the helicopter.
You know, Jose Canseco at halftime hitting softballs.
At least they're more competitive, kind of. Well, never mind. They finished last.
They were for a year last year.
They were.
Or two years ago. They were. I mean, they made it to the Western Conference Finals 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then they reverted back to old Vegas.
Yeah. Look at that table. Wow.
All right, let's talk about that number 11 team right there, Monterey Bay FC. They finished 29 points, negative 18 goal differential, and they had to pay a lot of season holders, some ticket holders, some money.
Did they actually go through with that? Do we know if they actually...
I hope they did, because otherwise, yeah.
I'd be pretty angry.
I keep checking my account, and there's no money in there.
That's a good investment, because do it again this year, because I think they're going to be fighting for that wooden spoon. They are going to. You're hearing it. I'm saying it right here, right now. They're going to be horrible.
Okay. Poor Josh making this best. So Monterey Bay, they completely overhauled their team, well, to a greater extent than Las Vegas did. Basically, the main bring back from that team is Johnny Klein, and they brought about 4 other players and kicked everybody else to the curb. Nick Ross is a big signing from Sacramento Republic for them. They brought in young goalkeeper Fernando Delgado from Birmingham Legion. Stuart Ritchie comes over to play left back from Knoxville, the League One champions. And they just recently got Zach Farnsworth from Real Salt Lake. Gage, you know a little bit about. I think you might be the most well-versed MLS person in this house right now. Zach Farnsworth from Real Salt Lake. Is he a good pickup, or was he stuck in the Monarchs developmental system?
I am not going to lie, I'm not 100% familiar with the names. I would imagine probably stuck in the Monarch system. The biggest thing I am noticing looking at the Monterey Bay, even just the roster page on their club website right now, is even with that signing not being added to the page yet, that is 16 players listed on their club roster website with 1 goalkeeper total.
Yeah. Yep.
And they one of their players actually just tore his ACL, so he's already out for the season.
Glee.
Well, not looking for Monterey Bay. I'm kind of there with Josh Mariano. Wooden spoon for Monterey Bay.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, yesterday USL show, they talked about them being wooden spoon, and I'm right with them. I don't see them climbing out of the 12th or 11th spot, to be honest.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's look at that. Let's see who was number 10 team last year in the Western Conference. Oakland Roots. They finished 32 points, negative 10 goal differential. They had the Golden Boot winner, Peter Wilson, on their team. I think this team is going to make the playoffs this year. I think Oakland's a dark horse candidate to be a playoff contender. They brought back some really good quality pieces in Neville Hackshaw, Wolfgang Prentice, Danny Trejo returns. Their goalkeeping core is legit with Kendall McIntosh and Raphael Spiegel. Tyler Gibson remains. Peter Wilson, the Golden Boot winner, stays. Then they made we haven't even talked about the Golden Goose that they got, Ryan Martin from Loudoun United. Not only did Ryan Martin come in and look at it, people are making that connection already. Ryan Martin brings in Tommy McCabe, former FC Tulsa player, and a guy that I think is he's probably not underrated, but he doesn't get enough recognition as possible in this league. But Florian Valot, he is just a maestro in that midfield. He is just a really competent on-ball player, and he'll bring a lot. They also brought in Keegan Tingy from Loudoun United. They lost some quality players in Kai Green, Jurgen Dahm, Panos Armanakis, Camden Riley retired. But just the quality that they brought in and the quality they still had, especially up front with Peter Wilson, Danny Trejo, I think that combination, if they can get them on the field together and playing quality together, I think they'll be deadly. Mario, I know you're a Danny Trejo fan. How do you feel about the attacking prowess of Oakland Roots?
Man, they revamped. I can see them being maybe top 6 or something like that. But the question that I got for you guys, will we ever see that stadium full this season?
That's too big of a stadium.
Somewhat full.
If they only sell the lower bowl, maybe. I think they were, from the games that I watched, they were drawing fairly well for the few games that I watched.
It depends on who the halftime concert is. If U40 puts on another show, they might fill it up. I don't know.
Wasn't he like their mainstay halftime show? I feel like.
He's now co-owner E40. So
okay.
Yeah, there you go.
What do you think? What do you think about it, Gage?
Yeah, Gage.
Yeah, I think if they can, if the same kind of feeling I had early on in this offseason, if they can kind of mesh the incoming core kind of from Loudoun with what they already kind of had established and was doing a really good job of building, if they can get both of those ideas to mesh and work really well, I definitely think a dark horse in the playoffs for sure. I'd be curious to see how high up into that playoff picture they could climb. I don't see them finishing top 4, I would say, but I would say they're a pretty safe bet. If I was a betting man, I'd probably put at least something on them to make the playoffs for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, go ahead, Josh.
I feel like Oakland, with like what Gage said, I think they're a big dark horse, that they could be a wild card. I could see them going on a run, pushing top 4, to be honest. I really like what they've done. They were able to keep the Golden Boot winner. I've been a big Loudoun, not big supporter. I love Loudoun, and basically they're Loudoun 2.0. So
I'll throw this at you. As much as people love Ryan Martin, he's had he had 8 seasons Loudoun.
7, 8.
One playoff trip.
But
I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say.
What am I gonna say?
This is they were a DC United.
They were. Team. They never had the proper funding.
Yeah, they did, because they were a DC United 2 team for a while.
DC United didn't care about them. They were
Real. Let's look in the past. Real Monarchs was the champion. New York City Red Bulls 2 was the champion.
That was back in the day.
Sporting Kansas City made a couple of championship games.
Yeah, but to me, that's like when teams would send down their A teams. That's
okay.
But
Jesus,
Oakland Roots gonna make a run. They're gonna surprise people. They're
right.
gonna surprise David. Loudoun
right.
2.0.
No, I said they were a playoff team. I don't know why you're saying this.
Okay.
I said they were a playoff team. All right, let's talk about Uncle Moneybags FC. Lexington,
richest club in the USL.
Yeah, so somehow they have money. Last year they finished in the 9th spot, 36 points, -11 goal difference, and we know what's happening because he used to work here.
Yeah.
What's his name? Mario is slipping money. Sam Dewar has a pocketbook. He spent money while he was here. He did. He tried to. And now he's went to Lexington and found a bigger pocketbook.
He doesn't know what to do with himself.
Yeah, he just likes to spend money. They had a huge roster last year, and they had shipped out like 6 or 7 on loan. They have kind of stopped being Chelsea for a little bit and trimmed the roster down. But yeah, they brought in quality goalkeeper Oliver Simley, and yesterday they sent out Brooks Thompson to FC Dallas in the goalkeeping court. They also have Logan Ketterer, our goalkeepers. They have a plethora of old FC Tulsa players. Let's just go down the list. They got Milo Yosa, Marcus Epps, Philip Goodrum, Blaine Ferry. Yeah, this could call this other Tulsa if you wanted to. There's enough players.
Don't forget about Jim Tyndall.
Jim Tyndall's there. So, I mean, yeah, look, it's Tulsa 2.0 there in Lexington. But I will say this, Lexington's going to be a really good team this year. They almost made the playoffs last year. They got plenty of speed. They brought in former All-USL defender Ettore Ordonez from Louisville. They bring in Louis Felipe from Sacramento Republic. Aaron Malloy coming in from Charleston Battery. Philip Goodwin coming in for Louisville FC. If you said, hey, go get me star power here in the USL Championship, they went and did it. If you were looking for a team, if you're just a casual viewer, and you said, what team has stars? You would say Charles or Lexington SC. And they got it. Will it equal on-field results? I'm going to ask Josh. Is it going to equal on-field results?
I don't know. I feel like Sam's trying to do what he did here in the 2 off seasons. Was it 2 or 1 off seasons that he had here? He just tried bringing in well-known names. Attempted to. Very big asterisk on the attempted to, because he did end up leaving midway. I don't. Too many egos. Maybe I just looking way too much into it. Maybe they're gonna mesh well, but Goodrum, you touch him, he gets pissed off, and then he starts flopping like a little baby. Same thing with Malloy, really. With the few games that I have watched, especially in his Memphis days, he was a little bit of a hothead. But there's no way, in my mind, there's no way that this fails. But I've been proven wrong many times. I have them if you want a prediction, I have them finishing top 3. I think Goodrum knows what he's supposed to do. Malloy knows what he's supposed to do. The defense, the backline's the only question mark I have.
Gage, the acquisition of Aaron Malloy. I've been a big fan of Aaron Malloy for a long time. His assists have went down, his chances creative went down, but he still dominates possession of the ball. Yeah, I think he's completed the most passes in the league for like the last 2 or 3 years. How does Aaron Malloy change the outlook of Lexington? Does it make them a playoff contender?
I would definitely agree with that. Yes, I think my big thing on them last year was, like, obviously we saw them. Those of us that were there at the watch party after FC Tulsa's last regular season game, we watched them kind of literally fall short at the final hurdle. But it did seem like mid-season last year they really started to turn it around and start pushing. So to be able to go and not only do the first 6-figure interleague transfer in league history with him, and then to go and do it again with Goodrum, I think if anything, they're just reinforcing the what they already had. I think Malloy definitely is going to help kind of hold down that midfield. And speaking of the midfield, I do love the story with, Blaine Ferry. He left us. He was playing at 4-0 SC in the UPSL. They went and snagged him again and said, all right, here you go. And he's looked good for them. Another story for sure I'm keeping an eye on is Milo Yosef missing all of last year with injury. Being able to just play at all, I think this year would be a win for him. And so I'm really hoping to see that just as a feel-good story because, we loved him here. So.
Hey, you stole my question from Mario. Milo Yosef, 6 goals this year for him, plus or minus?
I'm gonna say minus. I think.
How many did he score for us?
6 total 2 years.
Yeah. I'm gonna say minus. I still think that injury is gonna be something to watch out for. Right now, with the starting lineup that they have right now, I don't see where they're gonna fit them in. But I can't believe I'm agreeing with Josh again. But too many
a man of wisdom. Come on now.
There's too many egos in this team. I feel like they're gonna mesh good in the beginning, and then there's gonna be some problems. There's gonna be some red cards for we know who's that's gonna go to once he gets knocked or hit or something like that, or one of his hairs pulled. But I don't know about you guys, but I am super excited to see who is the king of Kentucky. Like I'm not sure if you guys are, but anytime that matchup's going to be coming on, I hope FC Tulsa's not playing at the same time, or I'm going to double screen and watch both games. But that's going to be an exciting match to watch. And with the firepower that they brought, it's going to be a very competitive match in Kentucky whenever that does happen. But
I think it's the first game of the year, isn't it?
I think so. It's going to be the first game of the year. Yeah. So whichever bar we go and watch it, they better have that game on there too.
It's weird to have Lexington.
That game's on a Friday at 6:30.
There you go. It's just weird having Lexington in the West when you have Birmingham that's closer. I think Indy 11 might be closer than Lexington.
Yeah, I'll be
So,
honest. I didn't even know Lexington was in the Western Conference until like 3 days ago. I had to like triple check when I was checking FotMob.
They played in the Western Conference last year too.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not sure you're looking at the screen right now. Western Conference right up there.
Wait! I thought they were in the Eastern Conference.
Oh yeah, because we're talking about Western Conference teams right now.
Yeah, but
Can
I
we
thought
walk
they
us back 2
moved. Oh
minutes?
my gosh!
Can you walk us back 2 minutes ago when Josh just said he was a man of wisdom?
Yeah.
You know what? I'm
Uh,
gonna blame that on. I don't
on the
know.
alcohol. On the alcohol.
that jersey he's wearing.
That's
Yeah.
actually crazy. This whole time I thought, dang, that's crazy. I thought
Hey
they
Josh,
All
real
right.
quick, I just want to let you know that jersey isn't a Man City jersey either. Okay.
Okay, yeah, my Man City jersey is somewhere over there.
Yeah.
You want me to go put it on?
No, I'm
They're all being dry cleaned. So.
All right, let's
Let's
go.
go.
Let's go to Colorado.
Yeah.
Let's go to Colorado.
All right, Colorado.
We're
finished
sure
the
this
eighth
team's in
seed.
the Western Conference, right?
Oh my God.
Colorado finished in the 8th
Believe.
position last year. They finished 37 points, negative 12 goal differential. They fell in the first round to FC Tulsa in the playoffs. They won the title 2 years ago. All right, and if you think everything's the same in Colorado, no, new coach, new players.
They burnt it down.
Yeah, they hit the reset button. Do they still have a talented laden team? Yes. Christian Herrera is still in goal. Interesting thing is they brought in Colin Shuttler from Orange County, so goalkeeper battle there already. Still got Matt Mahoney, all USL defender in the back line. They still got Wanty Hada, Duke LaCroix. But then the bring-ins that they brought in. They brought in Corey Bennett from Sacramento Republic. They brought in Patrick Burner from North Carolina FC, Speedy Williams from Lexington, and USL defender Taylor Maples from North Carolina. Colorado Springs, did they do enough to move up the table and get a home game this year, Mario?
I think they're going to be there. A lot of people was kind of putting a little bit of confidence on them. I mean, they were the past champ, man. I can't see them not making the playoffs. Do I see them in the top 4? Probably not. Do I see them in the 7 for 6 spot? Maybe. But I still think Colorado will make the playoffs.
Gage, who's going to start in goal for Colorado Springs? Is it going to be Colin Shuttler or is it going to be Christian Herrera?
That's definitely a battle I'm keeping an eye on. I'm a little high on Colin Shuttler just from the matches of him I've seen in the past. Just being able to see the Western Coast like time slot after our matches are done. Usually, I think that's definitely a goalkeeper battle to keep an eye on. I mean, obviously we have one here in Tulsa, but that definitely is probably a top 4 in the league. I'd say I'd be keeping an eye on as we go into the season, for sure. But
all right, Josh. My question for you is: Lexington in the Western Conference?
That's still mind blowing. I completely thought they were in the Eastern Conference. Even after looking at this, it just makes me sound even worse.
All right, let's transition to the team we just talked about. Yeah. Okay, Orange County. They finished 7th seed last year in the Western Conference, 39 points, negative 1 goal differential. Orange County is that enigma. You don't know what to expect from Orange County. Yeah, they have some veterans there, but they make their money on signing these young, talented U17 players, developing them for a year and a half, and then shipping them off. And that's what they've done a couple times already this offseason. So you don't know what young players they have in the talent pipeline. They got a Tyson Espy. They got another young striker that they're trying to develop and ship them off.
Who is the player
Guys,
that they just sold to? Was it Frankfurt, I believe?
Pedro Guillermis. Yeah, he just got shipped off. Barjolo, I think, just got shipped off to Portland Timbers.
They're a pretty well run club, I'd say, in terms of transfers.
You look at, they still got quality veteran players like Chris Haggard, Brian Dogma, Ethan Zubak's still there, Grayson Duty's still there. And then they bring in an Alex Rando to be a goalkeeper. Mateo Bunbury comes in from I believe, the Portland Timbers organization. Orange County, playoffs are not this year for them. Josh,
I feel like I always rate Orange County very low every year, and it always ends up because I feel like they always start off pretty poor. Like even then, like they made the playoffs, but I don't think by their standards that's a good season at all. I think they're gonna finish ninth. They didn't do enough for me, and they barely scraped by this year. With Lexington getting better, Oakland getting better, Colorado kind of just sticking there. We'll see what happens with them. I just don't see it. I
Gage,
just think, yeah.
Gage, do we underestimate Orange County?
They're another club for me. I feel like I never know what we're gonna get with them because it feels like again, it's another club that, like I said, I tuned in every now and again after our matches when it's in the West Coast time slot, and I feel like there's not a specific one that comes to mind, but I feel like there's definitely some matches I'll tune in and be like, this should be an easy victory for them or at least a draw, and it's just not. I genuinely do not know what to expect anytime I watch these guys.
Mario, so my opinion of Orange County is they're always weak in the first half of the season. Then they develop their youngsters and they make their moves in the second half of the season. Do you think that's the case this year with this Orange County team?
Yeah, I fully agree. I think they'll get a couple more signings in like the middle of the season, and then they'll have their chemistry down, and I'll try to do a playoff push. But I wouldn't be surprised if they make it fifth in the league, to be honest, in the ending of the season, because they'll find like some key players and they'll run with them for a good while. And but yeah, I think fifth would be probably respectable where they will land at.
All right, let's talk about that number 6 seed from last year, the Phoenix Rising. I think they were, if you want to say anybody was our rival last year, it was the Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, don't like those guys at all.
They finished with 40 points, even on goal differentials. Returning for Phoenix Rising is the one, the only Patrick Rakowski.
Yes,
yeah, we all love Patrick Rakowski.
Yes,
Pop Marboy returns to anchor the back line. They got Colin Smith playing the right back. Charlie Dennis at the middle. All USL player Hope Abayu is returning in the middle. Then they add some players like Luke Biasi to hold down the back line from Pittsburgh Riverhounds. They bring in Diego Gomez, who I don't know if you noticed, he has a $1.2 million valuation on Transfer Market. Wow. Easily the highest transfer value USL Championship player on Transfer Market. They lost some good players. They lost Mo Traore. Emil Coelho goes to San Antonio. Remi Cabral could possibly come in here. Who knows? Noble Kello leaves. Darius Formella leaves. They gutted this team, and they didn't. I say gutted. They lost a lot of top quality players that could play anywhere in this league, and they really haven't replaced a lot of but they have a lot of, I want to say, depth from that. A lot of the players that they brought in they're international players. I think we're going to learn their names this year. And I think Phoenix will still be a dangerous team. I'm predicting them to be middle of the table. Mario, how do you feel about Phoenix Rising?
Yeah, I can agree with you on that one. I can also see them have a bad season as well, but I kind of want to put them in 4, but they're like an off and on switch, man. They played great against us last year, but they did lose a lot of players, so I'm still going to go ahead and put them in number 4 spot.
Josh, who do you think was their biggest loss last year, or from last year's team? Could it be the guy coming to Tulsa?
To be fair, his history with Phoenix is very injury ridden. That's like my only concern with him. So I want to say Mo.
I would say he was injured last year too.
I would still say it would be Mo because I'm gonna say his name wrong. We talked about him in the group message. Emmy, whatever. The guy that went to San Antonio. He didn't even play that much either. So
Yeah. Hey, Gage, do they have the best coach in the USL?
That's it. I'm pretty high on him, to be honest. I have definitely some of the matches that I've tuned in for them. I definitely feel strong about him. I've definitely enjoyed like the style that we were watching play. Watching them kind of play against us, which was definitely partially due to the fact that we had just played against an entire bunkered in Colorado Springs for a match entirely before that. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, and then I'm also agreeing with what I'm seeing about like I will admit I'm kind of going through the transfer market just to make sure I'm not missing anything with every club we're talking about here. And it could just be me being ignorant or just the fact I'm not super familiar with like international soccer. There are so many of these clubs in here I'm like I've not heard of before, but if they trust them, okay, hopefully it works for them. We'll see what happens in the playoffs if we meet them again. So
Yeah, they did go very international for roster build this year. Let's talk about number 5, the Fighting Harriers of San Antonio. Finished 5th last year, 40 points, plus 1 goal differential, 11 wins, 12 losses, 7 draws. Once again, San Antonio, they continue just a very, very strong build for San Antonio. San Antonio is becoming, to me, one of those clubs like, let's say, Louisville, who just consistently put together a high-impact, high-quality roster. Bringing in an Akeem Ward from Colorado Springs, bringing in a Mikey Maldonado from North Carolina FC, Christian Pirano from Sacramento Republic, Danny Barbier from Lexington, and Milqueo from Phoenix Rising. Add that to, Reese Buckmaster, Alex Fernale, Alexis Sawahi, Mitchell Tainer.
You're missing somebody.
Diego Pacheco, is that what you want to say?
There you go.
I think the better name is Jorge Hernandez, all-world, amazing midfielder for San Antonio. My question to you, Gage, they have 2 out-and-out forwards on this team, Alex Grieve and Santiago Patino. Do they have enough goal scoring on this club?
I would think so. I'd hope so, at least. I mean, they were getting goals, it felt like, even from the back line as well. Just pretty consistent all around from the bits I was seeing. I mean, to be fair, also, again, they're a club that, them being in the same time zone as us, I didn't catch a lot. But it felt like it definitely, the ones that I was catching, at least there was at least a little bit of scoring. I mean, Jimmy Madronda put on an all-season, all-timer goal for them at one point. But definitely, I'd like to see it happen for sure. And again, I would agree with Josh's point of Diego Pacheco. I would love to see him on the score sheet a little bit more for them as well this year as well, assuming he can stay healthy. So,
Mario, they have probably your favorite non-FC Tulsa goalkeeper, Richard Sanchez. Wrong, Richard Sanchez. My bad.
Wrong. I was about to say, is it the Josh-itis coming on you now too? Come on.
Not to get confused with the Chelsea goalkeeper, Richard Sanchez, that is.
No.
What's going to be the hallmark of this San Antonio team? Is it going to be the defense?
No, I think it's the offense. Hopefully, just like Gabe just said, I hope. God, I'm dropping his name right now. Pacheco can come back and be injury free and start scoring some goals for them, man. One thing that I did get to watch last year is the lack of him on the game. Like he was being a bench player and being kind of like that Stefan role, but I know he can play a good 65 minutes of the game, and I know he can do some damage up there. But the coaching staff, I guess they're picking something different a little bit. But man, to be honest, I can see San Antonio being A for 9th this year, man.
Wow.
I'm not impressed with
wow.
it, man. And if the preseason says anything of their videos, that if you have a chance, look at their Twitter and see some of their goals. It's just
they did just win 3-1 today.
Yeah, against the college team.
We're playing a college team Saturday.
Yeah, we beat a team before 3-0. I mean, and when we tied against them, I guess last weekend.
How long did we get to play that game? Did they
only a half? It was only a half because they got
lightning.
Yeah, lightning delay and stuff like that. And they canceled it. But yeah, I don't know. For some reason, I look at San Antonio and I'm like, man, their good old days is back in the day. Hey, so sorry, Harry, but I see you guys being either 8 or 9.
Josh,
I'm going completely different from it. I think they're the biggest threat to FC Tulsa to dethrone us. Me and David have, I think, talked about it once or twice. That San Antonio team is going to be good. They're going to be dangerous, and I think don't underestimate them. They're going to be the FC Tulsa's biggest threat to that number 1 seed.
No, that team's coming
All
up
right. All right, let's look at the 4 seed from last year, El Paso Locomotives. 41 points plus 2 goal differential. Out is Wilmore Cabrera Jr. They decided to go to a different direction, so his son goes as well. Andy Cabrera goes to Charleston Battery. Let's see. It almost a like-for-like switch. They bring in Rubio Rubin from Charleston Battery. They bring in Carl Saint, who played for Phoenix Rising last year. Jamali Wadey leaves and goes to Tampa Bay. They bring in Abraham Romero to be in a goalkeeper battle with Sebastian Mora. Gabby Torres is still there. Eric Cavillo is still there. Toro Ortiz is still there. Robert Coronado, Mondo Moreno. Gage, El Paso. I don't think they're going to be a playoff team this year. Do you agree with that?
I would be inclined to agree. Yeah. Like I don't have a specific reason for feeling that way. They're just one of those ones where it's like I'm kind of just getting a vibe of like not super confident about them.
Yeah.
And there's not really anything that has made me feel that way. I'll be 100% honest there. That's just kind of the vibe I'm picking up so far.
Josh, the players that they brought in, have they did enough to keep up with the people that are trying to catch them in the standings from last season?
Nope. I think they lost too much change. In my opinion, about El Paso, the vibe of that club is just really weird. If you watched their home playoff game basically be empty,
Nobody there.
Nobody there. I want to say this is. I don't want to say they're a club and they could be a club in crisis if they have a really bad season, but I just don't see how they have a successful season. Not barely being able to draw a home playoff game and losing your coach, bunch of players, barely really replacing them. I just don't see how they make the playoffs.
Mario, your feelings on El Paso?
God, Josh, stop making this a trend, man. But I gotta agree with you.
Man of wisdom. Just forget about my mess up earlier.
It's I think it's another rebuilding year for them. I see them being 11th in the league by the end of the year, man. I know they got a lot of new players. I don't think the chemistry is going to be strong. New coaching staff trying to rebuild this whole team. They'll probably do a nice little run in the ending, but that's just not to be the wooden spoon. I see them being 11th.
Oh man! So before we move on to the top 3 finishers from last year, I want to go back and touch on something with Gage real quick. Monterey Bay AFC. I'm going to go back to them. How do you think the partnerships? They've announced they've got 2 partnerships this year. One's with the FC Schalke out of Germany, and the other one is Pachuca from Mexico. Do you think that's going to just having those connections with those 2 clubs is going to benefit Monterey Bay?
I feel like in the USL we've definitely seen it go both ways, where I feel like El Paso's at least somewhat benefited from like the Juarez one, if I'm not mistaken. So I feel like they'll probably get at least a slight benefit from the Pachuca one. Anything European, I always feel like, and it may just be like sour grapes because of like how the whole situation with us went down when we had what was it, Tristina Calcio or whoever that was. That we had one player come in on loan that, if I'm not mistaken, didn't play a single minute for us.
Didn't play a single
So
minute.
I can see it going both ways. That there's both optimism and there's negativity. I think it'll just depend on which one of the 2 is kind of going to provide more, in my opinion. But
So Mario. The one of the main front office people now from Monterey Bay is an Orange County guy. He came from Orange County SC, who is notorious, or not notorious. They're known for having relationships with other
nations. Yeah.
Do you see this? They're trying to be a carbon copy of Orange County. Can we see that come down the pipe works for them?
I agree. Just like Gage was just saying, with El Paso, I think they're trying to be kind of like Orange County. Like, they have that affiliation with the Rangers,
Yep.
And there was another team, I forgot it was. I'm not sure if it was in Germany or somewhere else, but it's great to have affiliations like that if it works. It's beneficial for both sides and they can get players, but everybody's giving them Monterey that wooden spoon for a reason, and I think it's not going to help them this season. Maybe next they'll get a little bit more kind of comfortable with the affiliations and get some more players to play that actually have good caliber names on them and play, but I don't see them going and advancing.
Okay. All right, let's move on to that number 3 team from last year, Sacramento Republic. They finished 48 points, plus 17 goal differential, second goal differential in the Western Conference behind FC Tulsa. I will say this about Sacramento. They unloaded a lot of people this year. Rodrigo Lopez retires. Luis Felipe goes to Lexington. Russell Cicerone goes to Tampa Bay. Justin Portillo, he's no longer on the team. Jared Mazzola goes to Las Vegas. Corey Bennett goes to Colorado Springs. Nick Ross goes to Monterey Bay. Christian Pirano goes to San Antonio. But the one good thing that Sacramento does is they reload. They bring in Daniel Crisostomo from Tampa Bay Rowdies. Forster Ajago he was on loan at Lexington last year. Arturo Rodriguez comes over Charleston Battery. Jacob Randolph comes over from Pittsburgh. Kyle Edwards from Hartford. And that just, you couple with what they still have. They still got probably the best goalkeeper in the USL Championship, Danny Vitiello. They get probably the best wingback in Jack Gurr. You couple with Ryan Spalding and Freddie Kleeman, Jared Timmer. What I have noticed, though, and Josh, I'm going to go with you first on this, they lost a lot of their attacking power with Cicerone gone. Do you think Kyle Edwards coming over from Hartford will help fill that void, or will he not be able to fill that void for Sacramento Republic?
I'm not totally sure because when Edwards played at Hartford, I feel like he was always coming off the bench. So can he give you a full 90?
Right.
I feel like he was always that spark off the plug for Hartford. Maybe he can give them that spark for the full 90, but I'm just not sure. Sacramento is another team. I'll be completely honest, really haven't paid too much attention to them, but they're always there. It's like last year, I counted them out way too early, and then they pushed us to the final 2 weeks of the season, fighting for that one spot. So I think they'll pretty comfortably finish in the top 3. I have no worries. And I will say Roro Lopez retired in incredible fashion, getting a red card. Red card in his final game. Incredible. That's a hell of a way to do it.
Yes. Gage, does Sacramento have the best young player in the league in Davian Kimbrough?
This could be my absolute just non-familiarity with some of the West Coast teams showing for a second there, but honestly, I am not super familiar. I will take your word for it. But I'm so sorry. I'm kind of blanking at the moment on that one.
You're good. You're good. Mario, Sacramento. Love, hate. I know they might have the best goalkeeper in the USL Championship, Danny Vitiello, but we've kind of scored on him. Feelings.
I don't think I can say it any better than what Cool Will 20 said right now. This is a team that I see is going to compete with us the whole entire season. This is my number 2. And if we mess up, they could be number 1, to be honest. But I see Sacramento every single year, no matter who they have on there. They have a very competitive team. I mean, the 2 times that we played last year, it was competitive all the way till the ending. And I think it's going to be like that all season long. I'm going to give Sacramento that number 2 spot. It wasn't easy victories either. It was hard.
We scored and parked the bus in the away game. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, but
all right. Let's look at that number 2 team from last year, New Mexico United. Finished in second place, 48 points, 14 wins, 10 losses. I'm not even looking at their players right now. Just the image ingrained in my memory is that Western Conference final match, where I'm sorry, and this might the bulletin board material for New Mexico, but
Oh gosh.
that was the most dominant game I've seen us play the whole season.
Yeah.
From kickoff to end whistle.
It's a very enjoyable game. Couldn't have happened to a better goalkeeper.
Yeah, and they bring him back. They bring back Chris Shakes in goal.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we scored 9 goals on him last year.
9 goals throughout.
Yeah,
Across
so
2 games.
3, I believe.
3.
Yeah. But they lose some players. They lose a Daniel Bruce, Kalen Ryden, both to retirement. Timbacus comes to Tulsa. Maples goes to Colorado Springs. They bring in Areco Rosarina to compete with Chris Shakes. They bring in Sofian Jeffel from Lexington, Jacob Cava, who 4 years ago, I absolutely loved Jacob Cava when he was playing in Tampa Bay. He went to San Antonio, and I think he lost a step. Playing on that wing, you got to have speed and control, and I think he just lost a step. Maybe he regains that back with New Mexico United. Christian Nava resigns. They bring in Justin Renix to run the front line with Greg Hurst. I just don't see the defense on this team right now. I don't see especially with Maples leaving. Right now, I'm looking at John Morrissey's transfer tracker, the roster build. They got Kip Keller, center back. They got a Will Seymour, center back. Maley Cal, center back. I'm not seeing any wing backs or left back. They got Chris Gloucester, left back. But I'm just not seeing the defensive prowess there for New Mexico United. Let's start with you, Mario. New Mexico United. Can they repeat? Can they be contenders in the West? Can they own playoff match? What do you feel about New Mexico?
I love going to New Mexico, especially after last year. But I don't see them doing. They're not going to be second place. I can maybe see them fourth, maybe fourth or seventh. But I just, that's a lot of rebuilding, and then you keep Shakes. I mean, I'm saying right now, we need to make a TIFO. Say sign the man for 5 more years. So, David, you're coming with us this year, and we're making that TIFO, and we're bringing it up.
Thank you, Shakes.
Thank you, Shakes.
All right. So when New Mexico comes to Tulsa, how about Chris Shakes Appreciation Night?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That could be the tailgate. That could be Gage. How do you feel about New Mexico?
Bobblehead night.
Well, it's him turning around to see the ball in the back of his net how many times. But my thing with him is definitely I'm not sold on him being the number 1 starter there, because I know we talked about as soon as Tim back is left to come to us. I was talking with a couple of my friends that are New Mexico United fans. It's like, are we really going with Shakes as our starter? And now with the Rosarena coming in, I don't see Shakes as the starter. I think he stays and is the backup at this point. But that's just me. I could be proven wrong. I do want to give a shout out to another story that my New Mexico United friends told me about. Christian Nava towards ACL midway through 2023, worked his way back and has earned a place back on the roster here for 2026. Young kid for them. He's 22 now. So towards ACL very early in his career, but has fought his way back. And I'll be very closely keeping an eye on him just to see that feel-good story. I'm a sucker for the Disney type stuff around the league, but I think that'll be a cool story to watch too.
Nice. Josh, New Mexico.
I don't really have much thoughts on it. I think they'll be a comfortable playoff team, and I think they'll slot in right at the 4th spot. I think that fan base helps push them more than you think.
Here's what I'll leave this. Valentin Noel is one of the best players in the league, and he is on Mexico's team. The thing FC Tulsa has on New Mexico United is Dennis Sanchez, the head coach. Beat him twice when he was in Las Vegas as the head coach, and we've had since he's been New Mexico's head coach, we have taken care of business against New Mexico. So maybe we just got Dennis Sanchez. I don't know. All right, let's talk about that shiny number 1 team up there in the Western Conference. Our own beloved Josh's Precious Is Josh not cutting his hair till FC Tulsa wins 5 straight games? Is that what's going on there?
Not cutting hair, it's like walk again.
All right. FC Tulsa finished 57 points, 9 points ahead of New Mexico United, plus 20 goal differential. Man, did you guys ever think we'd have a 50-30 goal difference?
I think I would have believed it at the start of this season with the way we built our back line. I think it would have been possible.
All right. Let's look at this. And this is coming straight from John Morrissey's USL Tactics website. He's already got Remi Cabral penciled in on FC Tulsa's sign list. So
Wow.
I don't know. All right. So from last year, we lost Elliot Goldthorpe, Travian Souza, Tyler Derrick retired, Michael Creek, I believe, retired. Trevor Amon went to Pittsburgh. Arthur Rogers with Miami FC. Alex DeLue has went to Detroit City. Patrick Seagrass to USL League One. Andrew Booth to USL League One. And now Taylor Calhira to Sporting Kansas City. What we have brought in so far this year has been Bruno Lapa, former Memphis 901 player, very talented, two-time All-USL player. You got Alex Tambakis, the Greek wall back there. I believe he's tied all-time in clean sheets for USL Championship, all-time leader in saves, USL Championship. Raheem Summersall from North Carolina FC. Then you get into what I want to consider to be the Taylor Calhira territory. You bring in Bailey Sparks from Inter Miami. He played for Inter Miami FC 2 last year in MLS 6 Pro. You bring in Giorgio Kuchevsky, who played for LA Galaxy's 2 team last year in MLS 6 Pro. You bring in Alonzo Clark and what's the new player's name? Zion Saranaga? Saranga. Yeah, I'm getting tired. I can barely see right now. Saranga, yeah. Talented youth player. Spent time in the Greenwood SC. Spent time in Oklahoma City.
He's from Oklahoma City Celtics
youth club. I think they signed him to an academy contract so he can keep his college availability. So he can, if he decides to go the college route, go play in college. And according to John Morrissey, he has added Remi Cabral to our sign list. So throw Remi in there. We return Johan Penaranda, Boubacar Diallo, Jamie Weber, Lamar Batista, Gio Coley, Delins Pierre, A.B. Sissoko, Lucas Stoffer, Khalil Medkar, Marcus Serrato, Harvey St. Clair, Stefan Lukic, Owen Dam, and Ian. Josh, I'm going to start with you. FC Tulsa. Where is the weakness on our team?
I think it's pretty easy to see. It would be up top, especially now that Taylor's gone, because who knows what Remi is going to do. I mean, I have very high hopes. I think he's going to do wonderful here, but it's a big question mark. I forward, where are the goals going to come from the forward position? I think, in my honest opinion, I think the midfield will be our top scorers for a while. I think Jamie will get up there. And one player that I'm really interested to see how he fits into the squad, David, maybe you could go into a little more depth on this. You probably know a little bit more about him, but Raheem Summersall, really interested how he's going to fit in this team. But I don't see much, just goals is really the only weakness. I think we're going to comfortably finish in first.
For Raheem Summersall, box-to-box midfielder. I think he's got an engine. He'll go box-to-box play. He started on defense and get up there in offense. Gage, I'm going to go to you next and ask you, who's going to play on the left side defensively wise? Right now, John Morrissey has Owen Down penciled in as the starting left wing back. He's got us running a 3-back system with 2 wing backs. He's got Stoffer running the right wing back and Owen running the left wing back. Do you think Owen is the answer at left wing back? I know we brought Travian Souza in late in the season last year to occupy that left wing back spot. Do you think Alonzo Clark has a chance to get some time there, or do you think we still got maybe an addition that we have to make there?
I think Owen can and probably will be serviceable, should be deployed in that position. Again, I always keep thinking back to literally winning the free kick that set up the winner against Colorado Springs in the playoffs. And I feel like a lot of times I'm noticing Owen on the left side more than not that I can remember off the top of my head. Unfortunately, I'm not super familiar with Alonzo Clark just yet. I haven't been able to get out to the preseason or anything like that yet. And I'm still kind of doing my research on him for sure. Um, I would be interested to see if there's another signing coming for that left side position. I do also want to give some credence to a point I saw the USL show mention in their preview that they did. I do like the dependability as well as the versatility we have between Pierre and Sissoko, depending on how we want to play against certain teams with the middle of that back line. Do we want to play Pierre as that kind of defensive mid that can slot into a middle three if we need to? Or do we, if we have an opponent who we think maybe is a little bit more of a vertical threat, we throw AB in the middle, kind of just depending on that there. And then I do also want to back up your point on Raheem Summersall, just looking at his transfer market stats. I mean, he appeared in all but 3 matches his last season in North Carolina, which I mean, that North Carolina team, let's be so for real, was not exactly the shining light for USL, but he went, I mean, solid minutes for a majority of that season. So he's got an engine, even if we need him as a depth piece or if we need him as a starter. I think he can do either for sure.
Yeah. Mario, I'm going to swing it to you, Mario. Me and you talked for years and years and years, and we were like, midfield. We screamed midfield from the top of Mount Everest, midfield. Prayers have been answered. We got a midfield this year. It is
teams midfield.
Do you think the midfield is the strongest part of the team, or is it the back line?
Oh, man, to be honest, that's a mixed question right there. But I think, like I said last season, our defense is our core. It's where it starts from. I mean, we have so many options in defense, and to be honest, that's the least amount of people that we have, other than our attacker, our forwards. But I to be honest, I am more not concerned, but I would love to see who's going to start the CDM role. Is it going to be Pierre? Is it going to be Diallo? If hopefully he's back and hopefully 100% healthy. Both of them did an amazing job. I hate to be Luke Spencer right now making a decision on that one, because that's going to be a tough role. You can't take out Ian. You can't take out, Batista, Sissoko back there in the back three. That right there is just powerful right there. Then you have Don. Like I said, I hate to be Luke Spencer right now making that decision, but we have so many good midfielders through this season. But I give it to our defense. That's the rock back there. That's what I think really put us in the playoffs, is our rock as defense.
Yeah, I agree. The Delence Pierre is an amazing enigma that we have. He came in as a center back for us, but he graduated to that defensive midfielder role when basically he was kind of forced into Serrato got hurt, Diallo got hurt, and he looked amazing in the playoffs playing that role. He acted as a fourth back line member for us, basically. Yep. And I think that allowed us to get pressure with our forwards and our midfielders were able to put that pressure, say, like on New Mexico, that we was able to keep. We had our back line set. We was good. So even if we lost the ball and they were able to push upfield, which they weren't able to because our front line was amazing with the pressure in that game, that Tulsa was still solid. But the big question, big picture is, if you got, let's say, Jamie Weber running the 10 role, you got let's throw Bruno on the right, Khalil on the left. Now we had Taylor as at number 9. We don't have that right now. Remi Cabral could kind of be that way. Do we need to bring in 2 forwards? Guys, do you think we need to bring in 2 forwards?
Yeah, Remi and one more would be nice. Use some of that Taylor money.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Last words on Tulsa. Mario, go.
Man, I'm not going to vote against them not being number 1. They're the defending champions, so they deserve that spot last season, and I'm hoping this season as well. Like you guys, I would like to see somebody else, even as a backup striker or a backup forward. That would be great, but we don't need no more midfielders. Defense, we're actually stacked on that right now. I know a couple years ago we were like, man, what happens if we get Sissoko injured? We don't have nobody to back him up, or Batista, But this season, I'm not worried about that. Just one more depth, please. Even I know we signed that kid from Oklahoma City, but we need somebody a little bit more older with a little bit more back, and that's all I ask for.
Josh, go ahead.
Not much. I'm really happy with the retention rate, and really happy, honestly. Probably the happiest I've been this offseason, besides complaining about how long it took them to announce the signings. One loss that I think one player that we're going to miss is Elliot Goldthorpe. I really loved him. Would have loved to see him stay permanently. I think we're gonna miss him a little bit. We're going to miss Arthur Rogers, but each player that we lost, in my mind, wasn't really irreplaceable. So I think we'll be perfectly fine.
Arthur Rogers was that man for us last year. I mean, we all loved him at the beginning of the season, but Arthur has missed about half the games the 2 years he was here.
Yeah,
liked Arthur, but
back to back.
We just couldn't trust he could stay at that. Gage, we didn't talk about the big battle at FC Tulsa. Goalkeeper. This back is going to unseat Johan Penaranda.
Honestly, I'm not 100% certain. I really like what we see from both. I almost feel like it's similar to kind of what we saw with Tyler Derrick last year, where it really kind of just depended on the opponent, kind of what we were going to roll out and who is better in what regard. I wouldn't be shocked if, honestly, it's pretty similar to my thoughts of the entire roster here. Of we're deep enough. I see us going deep in every competition beyond the league because we have position battles everywhere. We could field two very strong 11s, in my opinion, with the exception of the striker position, obviously. But I mean, that's, in my opinion, a great problem to have. If we have at least two solid options for every position on the field, especially that goalkeeper battle. So I'm going to keep an eye on that for sure.
All right, fellas. One last thing to wrap up the Western Conference preview. Who's winning the wooden spoon in the West, and who's taking the golden spoon, I guess, in the West? Who's going to be number 1? Who's going to be number 12? Josh.
FC Tulsa number 1, Monterey Bay 12.
Gage.
I back that. I would absolutely agree.
Mario.
Man.
Number 1 FC Tulsa, and I know I said Monterey earlier. I want to
change. You don't want to agree with me again?
No, I can't. No, we can't do that, man. I'm gonna go say, Las Vegas Lights.
Whoa, Vegas is gonna be much better.
We'll see.
I think Monterey Bay is far and wide the worst team in the conference.
We shall see.
There you
go.
What
about you, David? What about you?
There you go, folks. The Western Conference.
David,
Not the outsiders.
What about you, David?
I don't make predictions. You know,
he doesn't make predictions. No. He stays true to it. He doesn't make predictions.
All right, guys. Let's move into really quickly. We've been on this doing an hour and 50 minutes. Big news in Oklahoma City today. Josie Altidore joins the ownership group. Yay! They're going to start sometime in 2039, I believe.
Wow. That's great.
Maybe Josie's going to be their starting forward when they finally take the.
He's like 50 years old.
Yeah. FC Tulsa. It's got a preseason match 2:00 Saturday. We take on Missouri State at Ascension St. John's Field there, formerly Titan Stadium there in Jinx. It's open to the public. Come watch FC Tulsa. Their second to last preseason match. You can't come see the Union Omaha match. That is closed doors.
Can't go see it.
You can't see it.
Go see it.
Yeah. So everybody try to be out at Ascension 2:00 Saturday. It's gonna be cold, but I think you can sit indoors and watch it. Mario, got any local?
Yes, I do.
Go for it, buddy.
1 second, real quick. Sorry, I was just looking at it right now. So Tulsa Flick City will be playing a match this Saturday at 6:30 p.m. They're going to be playing against Oklahoma City Side FC. I think this is going to be their last home match of the season. Actually, me and Angela went this Sunday to go watch them play. Unfortunately, second half wasn't great for the team, but we need to come out and support them. I know when we went out there, it was a pretty good size audience out there watching them, and the DJ was playing pretty good, and the team was playing amazing, man. The heart that they showed, they fought really hard, but the team that they were playing, they were really good as well. But yeah, come out and come support them. Like I said, game starts at 6:30. The game's going to be at Ascension St. John's Sportsplex. Come out and come support Tulsa Flick City.
Yeah, that team they played, Wichita team, I think I think they were favored to win their division there in the women's in ASL. Anything else, Mario?
I don't got anything. How about you, Gage?
Not that I can think of. I just know definitely one little wrinkle I'm keeping an eye on for the Missouri State one is I know some people are going to say, oh, it's a college team, it's a university team. Well, they have beat us in the past, as well as I was able to find some news on apparently this is the first Division I college team in the country that does not have a single American on the roster. It's a bunch of guys that have played semi-pro or come over from international. So I think that's a fun little wrinkle to keep an eye on for that one as well.
So what you're saying, they're the Des Moines Menace of college soccer.
Hey, Salsa Question comes and plays in Tulsa right off that dirty old river. I'll buy it. I'll be there.
Josh, anything else?
The only local news that I know of, I only know because of you guys, is that I believe I might be getting the name wrong of the club, FC Bartlesville, almost said Barcelona. They made their home games free. So if you want to have some free soccer, go out and watch FC Bartlesville. Almost said Barcelona again.
I don't remember. Did they play last season, or was that the season before that?
They played in UPSL last year.
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking about the MPSL team, the one that kind of defunct.
And don't forget, Polar Plunge this Saturday at the preseason game.
Before the preseason game.
Before the preseason. Is it at Titan? How are they doing that?
Titan, yeah, they're going to be having I'm not sure if you guys remember, the Polar Plunge was held at Tulsa State Fair.
Yeah.
At the fairgrounds and whatnot. And then they had a big old swimming pool out there, and everybody just got to be able to jump in the pool.
Are you doing it this year?
Josh is jumping in this year.
I would, but I can't put my knee underwater. It's an actual excuse. I'm not lying.
Me and Angela are going to do that this year. And there's still, if anybody wants to contribute, if you want to look at Angela's post, or I might put this on the comments later on. You guys can still be able to donate any money for the Polar Plunge. It's for the Special Olympics. Really good cause. So please sign up and donate it if you can. But yeah, me and Angela are going to go Polar Plunge and then go watch the game. And in all that mess, I'm going to be helping my brother put a tire on his truck. But yeah, you guys have anything else? Any more soccer?
I think I'm good.
Let's move to hot takes real quick. Go ahead, Josh.
Hot takes it is.
One hot take. Do you think Arsenal will end up finishing third in the league? Do you think they're going to bottle it that hard?
No.
No? You don't think Villa will catch them?
No.
Okay. So City wins the league? Yes, everyone agrees. City wins the league?
David, go ahead.
No, I think Tottenham's going to storm back and take the league. But
whatever.
I'm really hoping they get relegated. That would be awesome. I think a club that big go down.
Well, Josh just stole my hot take.
Oh.
Is Tottenham going to be relegated?
There's just not a world where I really want it to happen, but there's just not a world that big of a club goes down. I just can't see it happening, but I want it to happen. But it's going to happen. You're here first. It's going to happen.
The curse of Harry Kane.
And if it doesn't, I will buy a Tottenham kit. No, I will buy an Xavi Simmons kit.
If you just want an excuse to wear one, man, just go buy one, okay? Man?
I do just want an excuse to buy a Simmons kit.
All right, Mario, got any hot takes?
I do, but I want to hear our new guest here. He hasn't said that much, so I want to hear his hot take before mine.
I say the only real hot take I have, and I'm sure if you guys see any of my videos and stuff that I make for Jersey stuff, it's not that hot of a take. But it's the hottest take I have right now. I would be willing to bet Hummel North America is currently putting out the best kits of any
Yes.
region in the world. I'll go to the world at that point. Because, I mean, obviously, we're not a huge fan of league-wide manufacturers. Most of the jerseys they've released for the Canadian Premier League have all been incredible. The Canadian Super League is going on their second year of that deal. The jerseys they're releasing for the USL thus far, from 2 all the way up to championship, are absolutely incredible. I back Hummel North America as the best kit manufacturer in the world right now.
I will die on this hill right there with you. I agree. Best kits in the game. There's nothing close.
I gotta say, sorry guys, but I saw some pretty nice ones with Icarus. That they've been. I know they're not actual like game worn jerseys, but I see some Icarus kits that they've been creating, and I'm like, and actually those are pretty sweet and pretty nice. But yeah, Hummel's pretty good as well. All right, but
All right,
y'all,
Mario.
y'all got anything? All right, first
Go ahead.
I got one for you, Gage. What's gonna be
Oh.
nice? The away. Actually, I'm not sure if you've been seeing any sneak peeks of the jerseys, and I guess we got a new away jersey with no collar or something close to a collar. Which one's better, the '83 United new supporters kit or our away jersey, the black one?
I have not heard, or I've seen like the sneak preview that they put for that new FC Tulsa jersey on like the Valentine's Day card one, and then I've heard from Josh kind of like a sand colored something for the other one. I back that. Speaking of Icarus, that new supporters jersey to the moon. That's the very first thing I did as soon as I saw it, was send it to some of my international friends, and so we may be seeing some international orders. Who knows? But I was already sold on the Art Deco pattern, and you zoom in, and it's hot dogs. I mean, what's not to love there? That's
didn't even know
genuinely one of
that.
the coolest jerseys I've seen in a while.
I need to get one.
All right, good answer. All right, guys, my hot take, and kind of David stole it earlier by commenting on it, but what's going to be sooner, guys? That Oklahoma City thing ever going to work out, or some, or the, I should just forget this one, but 83 United's jersey. What's going to be more popular?
I hate to say it, but the OKC project, because it's picking up steam. Kind of.
Yeah.
Slowly. But
Vamos Tulsa.
they've got some big investors. They got some big names.
Yeah.
They got the backing for it.
Big flop.
We've given Oklahoma City too much airtime here.
Yeah, that is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Just forget the question then, guys. Well, go ahead, David.
No. Good.
Well, Gage, you want to do me a favor? Could you give me a good give me and all the viewers your name tag, your social media accounts, so anybody can come check you out, see your videos, not on TikTok, but on Instagram and wherever other social medias you have out there, man.
Yep, just Scissor Tail Shirts. I just on Instagram. I do want to also give a shout out to, we did raise some funds for a local percussion group we have here in town, Resistance Indoor Percussion. Through that page, we raised just shy of $250 for that as well. I'm trying to work something out with them, so you may see some more drummers throughout the season, possibly, but possibly some more drums as well. I'm trying to work on that, but yeah. Come check me out, Scissor Tail Shirts on Instagram. I'm going to have a whole lot of previews for all the jerseys coming out over the next couple of weeks, so we'll make it work.
Awesome, man. And I would love to have some of your videos so we can post them on here, so we can have like a new jersey of the week or new jersey of the episode or something like that, and we'll do some collaborations that way as well, man.
So are we getting rid of the black jersey or are we getting rid of the white jersey?
Getting rid of the white
We're
jersey.
getting rid of the white.
God, if they could do something where the numbers are more visible on the backs, whatever. I am sick and tired of hearing opposing commentators moan about that.
And then call our players the wrong name.
Yeah. I'm tired.
So what I've been told, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'll go. If I get in trouble, I get in trouble. It's supposed to be like a off-white, like sandish, is what it's supposed to be. But I think that'd be pretty cool if that comes
In
true.
the sands of the Arkansas River.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm less than a mile away from that. Hey, I understand.
we drew inspiration from the Arkansas River because it's never full. All right.
Angela's saying no patina this year. So
yeah, I think we're going away from the patina, kind of.
Well, guys, for all the viewers, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for commenting. I really appreciate everything y'all do. You know, if you like this, share it, like it. Go on any podcast streaming, rank it, rate it for us. I really highly appreciate it. Gage, thank you so much for being on tonight. Really appreciate it. I know it was kind of a little bit last minute, but you did it for us. I really appreciate it. Anytime you want to be on, do me a favor, let me know. You'll be on here, man. And I was wanting to ask you what's your favorite kit so far of 2026, but yeah, you know what? This is our podcast. What's your favorite jersey so far?
Bro, thought we were on like a time limit or something. We own this podcast.
No.
I have to tying back into mentioning that giveaway that we did earlier for Resistance. I have to give a shout out to Sarasota Paradise. They sent me their home jersey for this year, just completely for free because they liked the video I made on it. And then they sent me a whole nother kit to give away as part of that giveaway, just off their own back. So I absolutely have to give a shout out to Sarasota. I'm very excited to see what away jersey they release. I imagine there might be a third in the mix, but keep an eye out for that. So
we'll definitely do. And finally, we have our good buddy Harry.
I wish he was here for my San Antonio prediction.
Yeah, you just don't want to listen to that earlier, Harry. Probably
it was a good prediction.
It was probably all bad against.
I stand by that prediction,
and we all do too. But thanks, Harry, for the comment. Well, thank you all for listening. David, thank you for your time. Josh, thank you for your time. Gage, thank you for your time. We appreciate it all. It's getting late, guys. And you know what I love to say in the ending? Vamos Tulsa.
Vamos Tulsa.
I caught the Glock, mama oldest acting like he grown. Now peep the logic. I got a heap of problems. A mathematician, you see, I gotta keep it honest. I'm past offensive. From my childhood, a force you to forfeit. Turn snitch a crossover source work for corporate. The hardship is not marked for fake artists barking. The artsy astrologist, a start to your rocket ship. Soon as I change styles, the moment that y'all pocket it. And prophets' eyes prophesize giant size dollar clips for blessings. There ain't no way contest it for us outsiders charging 20 G's a session.
Forward and I can't go back. Lessons that I went through, put some questions on my mental. Forward and I can't go back. The stress that I've been through, I left that in the rear view. Forward and I can't go back. Lessons that I went through, put some questions on my mental. Forward and I can't go back. The stress that I've been through, I left that in the rear view.